Thank you very much, Christine. Only on 4 attorneys for the plaintiffs in the Title IX cases against The Ohio State University released new documents.
They include new claims about who is in position to stop decades of sexual abuse by former team doctor Richard Strauss. Andrea is joining us now with what has been found in those documents.
Good morning, guys. Those documents include deposition testimony from key leaders at OSU. Ohio State University is arguing to the federal court that a limited number of people had authority to take corrective action against Strauss, while the plaintiffs are identifying dozens of university leaders who had authority and should have stepped up to stop him. Among them are former assistant athletic director Archie Griffin, who under oath repeatedly denied knowledge of Strauss's actions. At one point, the attorney pointed out that Strauss had a disciplinary hearing, an investigation, and was put on leave. Yet Griffin was not shocked that no one told him. Attorneys say that OSU Griffin answered, "Everybody doesn't hear everything." OSU's new president, Ravi Bellamkonda, told us that abuse survivors are members of the OSU family and that the settlements reached so far with the survivors are fair. We are still reading through more than 3,000 pages. Matt?
All right, thank you very much, Andrea. For more details on what we learned from these documents, check out the story on our website, NBC4i.com.
Thank you very much, Christine. Well, we are learning new details in the Title IX cases against The Ohio State University. Only on 4, we are bringing you new documents just released by attorneys for the plaintiffs.
They include new claims about who was in a position to stop decades of sexual abuse by former team doctor Richard Strauss. Andrea Robinson joining us live with some of the findings from the more than 3,000 pages. Andrea.
Good morning, guys. Those documents were filed with the courts by attorneys of the 3 largest groups of survivors of Dr. Richard Strauss. Those attorneys argue that many people over the course of many years knew it was happening but failed to stop it. Ohio State University is arguing to the federal court that a limited number of people had authority to take corrective action against Strauss, while the plaintiffs are identifying dozens of university leaders who had authority and should have stepped up to stop him. Among them, Andy Geiger. He was athletic director at the time Strauss was suspended and allowed to retire. He denied remembering or even knowing about the Strauss abuse and claimed he had not read any of the damage independent Perkins Coie report until the day of his deposition. When asked if he understands that students suffered real and lasting harm, he said he could not dispute that conclusion. Other notable names deposed include Dr. John Lombardo. He worked in athletics as well and was eventually Strauss's superior, as well as Ohio State attorney Helene. Helene was testified and said she warned Lombardo to get rid of Strauss. You can read more of those depositions on our website, NBC4i.com. Local for you at Ohio State University, Andrea Robinson, NBC4.
And it's a lot of materials to go through. Thank you very much.